Hello, hello, and welcome to the Battle of Mon Regnus. How are you guys doing? It's Sir Tannis, back with another online battle replay. Let's get this one started. I hope you're not disappointed. That guy's awfully worried about it. My ally here is Macedon, and I'm obviously Rome. We're going to be facing off against the Aravaci and the Galatians. So a nice team right there. So, in my front line... And, by the way, I've noticed that I'm not sure if you guys really like me doing the army compositions. If not, let me know in the comments, and this will be my last one. In my front line for my skirmishing corps, I got 2 auxiliary Syrian archers and a levy. I got 3 Hastati. I do believe 4 Principe. And 3 legionary cohort, I do believe. I got an Equites on this flank. I got a Praetorian Cav on this flank. And on each flank, I got a Socii Equites Extraordinariae. And then for my general, I do believe it's, what is it? I got the Legatus. My ally, Macedon, has 2 Tarentine Cav over here and 2 Thessalian Cav over there. I'm going to go ahead and put it in slow motion. For his infantry corps, he's got a Hoplite, a Thorax Swordsman, another Hoplite, a Militia Hoplite, 2 Thorios Spears, another Thorax Swordsman, Thorax Pike, a Militia Hoplite, and another Pikeman. For his general, he has a Shield Bearer. That is a nice unit right there. For his Missile Corps, he's got an Archer and 3 Cretan Archers. Let's go back. Let's go over here to our opponent. The Aravaci have 2 Iberian Slingers that I can see. 1. He's got a Iberian Sword, a Scutarii Spearman, Scutarii Iberian Sword, Scutarii. A Noble Fighter for his general. He's got 1 Celt Iberian Cav on that flank. 2 Celt Iberian. He's got another Iberian Slinger, Scutarii Spearman, Celt Iberian Cav, and Noble Fighter. And a Scutarii there in the back. Very powerful army composition. And on this side, we got Galatian Sword, Galatian Legionnaires, Levy Freeman, Galatian Swords, Levy Freeman, a very scattered line. He's got a Galatian Sword and a Levy Freeman, Galatian Sword. So a very, very powerful melee army right there. Let's see what he's got for his... He's got Mercenary Syrians. 3 Mercenary Syrians for his Missile Corps. I'm going to go ahead and put it in regular speed. So, I titled this video, Fight Like Roman, and you guys will see why. So, we got nice little cavalry flanks. I'm taking these javelin hits. I don't like them. They're not... I'm not a big fan of missile cavalry, so I falter to it. Pretty hardcore. But as you can see here, I'm sending over a cheap Equites to back up my cavalry since I'm so tied up with my opponent. I told my opponent we should hold on the village, and you can see here he's going to be forming a little box right there around the village, and I don't feel like there's any shame in that tactic, especially when you're facing off on melee powerhouses such as this. Now, my Roman army is a pretty good melee powerhouse. I'm bringing pre-Marian reforms, and then a couple of after post-Marian reform units. My opponent, my allies, got his Tarentine Cav mixed in with mine. That's good. You'd see here I got my Levy being chased up with the Equites. They're both taking missile fire. Probably from these Iberian Slingers. Yep, they're going to be popping shots. These boys in striped pajamas. Over here we got his Scutarii. Pretty good unit. I'm not sure what they're classified as. I'm just going to call them a medium infantry. So you can see here we got the Galatians already moving forward into skirmishing range. Those mercenary Syrians are going to put a pound on these hoplites, and especially these Thorax Swordsmen and those pikes right there. Macedon doesn't take care of them with his own archers. Over here in the melee, I got my levies throwing in on these Scutarii. I got my Equites chasing his Celt Iberians off. And as you can see here, he's going to get in a nice... He's going to try and get in a rear charge on my Equites. My Socii Extraordinari are going to be pulling back. And he's going to go ahead, he's going to catch us. You can see here I'm going to turn back both units. Bring in on this levy, which I figured he'd take the bait on that levy. And I was completely prepared to sacrifice that unit. 200 gold for that. Let's see what they got for 22 kills. That's fine by me. You'd see here my auxiliary Syrians are going to be... Now that I'm down a skirmisher, I'm going to really have to try and play it safe. So, as you can see, as I got closer to my opponent, the Aravachi, I formed a long line thinking this is what I would need to beat him. Is kind of go with that, that long, almost like a hoplite style formation, but with my maniple units. You'd see here he's stretching my camera view with his Tarantine and his Thessalians, but they're trying to pull away this Levy Freeman, and that's a good unit to pull away. That is a cav killer right there. You'd see here this Thorax Sword's been down to 51 units, no kills, none at all. So now the armies are going to separate. You'd see here I got brought my levies back into the fight. Not that there's any fight going on. Over here, we're just pulling more units away. They got they got 2 of their Levy Freemans and a Galatian Swords pulled away. He's got a Mercenary Cappadocian and Cav in the back. I did not see that. He's got 2 Mercenary Cappadocian Cavs. Those are very tough units. Very tough units. And I do believe the Cappadocia is in Turkey. Is the old name for Turkey. So you see here, I'm pulling back my units. I see that I've kind of overextended. Maybe left my ally feeling vulnerable. He's got his archers up here. They're not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with those mercenary Syrians. But he's going to go ahead and try to plug more gaps. But he's just going to sit there. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it a little bit, because I really wanted us to anchor on this village. I lose too many times, gosh darn it, and I thought I had a win. I thought I'd try to come up with some sort of winning strategy. So as you can see here, all I'm doing is just doing some late movement changes. You should never do this, but I decided to do it as I advanced. I moved into a triple axes, I do believe that, or the double axes. So we got right here the Celt-Iberian Cav caught up. The Macedonian Cav is going to do wonders. They're going to do way better than my Cav ever did. You can see here he's going to pull away. Try and get away before those mercenary Cappadocians get up in there. And these Celt-Iberians already kind of tired a little bit. Going to go up against these Tarantine Cavs, and looks like they might run into each other. We got a Celt-Iberian Cav caught on a Thessalian Cav. Ugh, I'm sorry guys, they caught both their Thessalians. I'm just gonna call them their shot Cav. Alright, they caught the shot Cav. So Macedon, I know it looks like he's lost quite a bit of his army, and to be honest, he has 2 units so far, but in the skirmishing phase, I do believe that's alright. He's got kind of a reserve amount of reserve units over here. His pikes are going to stabilize. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit more. This Cav fight, I do believe, is going to be ending. Yep. So he's got his Celt-Iberians came away almost untouched from that fight. You can see here, too little, too late. I'm going to try and send my boys in to help. But like I said, too little, too late. Hit play. We got a little catch right here. These Equites, but now they're just going to get shot. Not a bad unit, but they're not going to do well in that fight, especially with the 30 guys they have. And as you can see here, my Socii Equites Extraordinari are already taking shots from these slingers. Now, slingers, they don't do their damage right away. They do more of their damage in the prolonged sense. So they'll go ahead and popping these guys. It's going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and beat that Scutarii to the spear throw. They didn't get the chuck off, but I lost 4 men in the charge. This Praetorian Cav is going to catch My Praetorian is going to catch that Celt-Iberian. Sorry for that, guys. And it looks like I'm wrong. They're actually going to get caught by this mercenary Cappadocian. And that's going to be a decent fight for my Praetorians, but not one that I'm going to want to stick in. So as you can see here, I'm bringing in my Equites. And hopefully soon I'll be bringing my infantry in, because this is not where you want your cav. Just like the Macedonian player, we both kind of got our cav into these engagements without infantry support, and that's not really what you want at all. So as you can see here, I'm going to be moving on my double axes. And I do believe that's what it is. That's got to be the double axes. I don't have any spears, so it's hard to tell. But I do have my archers on the flank. I do believe I took the cavalry straight out of the formation so I could advance. The missile game over here is still going on. We finally have a mercenary Syrian breaking. He pulled that other one back after they wavered and broke. And the Macedonian player, I'm not sure. He looks like he's moving forward some Thoriel spears. My cavalry is gone. They have been destroyed. Then now there's one. 2 Celt-Iberians left on that flank. 3 in the back line. And those are pretty depleted units. This one right here, not so depleted. And as you can see, I am going to be scrambling trying to deal with those. I'm not going to want to deal with that at all. I know that they're going to be playing around in my flanks. I got my Syrians pulling in on a good target right here, these Galatian swords. It says they're a medium sword infantry, and I agree with that, but they just don't have any armor on besides these pajamas. I don't know what the Gauls... And, alright, so the Galatians Gaul, they're not gonna be doing well to that archer fire in their pajamas. Over here we got these Thoriel spears and a militia hoplite on these Galatian swords. That's gonna be an alright fight. In campaign, that would have gone alright for you, but here in online, I don't think it's gonna go online for you, as everyone go well for you. As everyone knows, hoplites just don't have the killing power. Looks like I've got the precision shot here. Going into the back of these Iberian slingers. I'm going to catch a couple. Not a lot. Not a lot. We're going to go back here and focus on this fight, because it's going to turn into a slugfest. That's all this is going to be. We got a Galatian pulling out. One Galatian sticking in, but he's just going to get sandwiched with these hoplites. Pinned up against this building. Over here we got a militia hoplite going up against a Galatian sword. That's going to not be a bad fight. But these Galatian swords, I do believe that they're going to have the advantage just in terms of killing power. And now they're going to be backed up by some legionnaires. Over here we got a legionnaire and a Galatian sword moving in. So the fight over here still hasn't really started. We're both still positioning our armies. As you can see, I split my double axes into 2 double axes. And now I'm going to be integrating my missile units into in between the first and second line to kind of give them some protection. We got the Thoriel swordsmen. Hey, they were backwards for a minute, but they're going to turn around and join this fight. Looks like a couple of guys are backwards still, and not sure what they're doing. We got his mercenary Cretans in. So it looks like Macedon is going to throw in what he's got. This fight was slow at first, and then all of a sudden it just kind of picked up. They're going to get their javelin toss, these legionnaires on this pikeman. Kill about 6 of them, but they'll probably come back for more. So over here, looks like the fight's getting started now. I got my Principes going in first. Scutarii against the Principal. We got a Hastati over here taking on the Scutarii. That's going to be a good fight. As you can see here, I decided to pull up a legionary cohort instead of one of these Principes to take on this fight. See how these post-Marian reform units do. So as you can see here, this Hastati is just getting melted. I'm not sure what hit that, but they got melted, that front rank. See here, these guys pulling off a trick shot, it looks like. These Principes is going to get charged kind of awkwardly by this noble fighter. not sure what they're going to pop. They're going to pop my general ability, it looks like. Over here we got Mastodon breaking. A couple of units here and there. Historio Spears. He's got his hoplites in here. This is going to be a decent fight for them where they're in this defensive position. But I don't know how I really feel about it. The only thing stopping them on this flank is, well, now 22 Thorax Swordsmen. And they're just going to stand there and take it. That pikeman's going to remain stagnant. It's not a fight that he wants. He should go ahead and bring over the rest of his units into the middle of this town for their protection. You can see here I'm using my infantry to try and hold the flanks. And I don't think there was anything wrong with using the Roman double axes to form this kind of box. All their units have javelins or pilas, so they're going to be able to kind of act as a skirmisher unit. Keep the enemy at bay. And this is what I mean by fight like Roman, is I had to issue off my maniples into different segments of the fight. See here I got this Principe turned around. If he would have noticed that with this bundle of Iberian slingers, that unit would have been over with. You can see here I got another unit of Principes moving in against this Scutarii, who melted the Hastati. This legionary cohort with 35 kills, almost no casualties taken on him. And as you can see, he's got his horse here in the background, circling for the kill. Sorry about that. But I don't think he's going to want to take that fight. He's still wary of my infantry formations. Over here, Macedon is pretty much integrated on. This mercenary Cappadocian and this noble horse came into the back lines, and they're going to finish up his skirmisher units. The rest of these guys are going to move in. He's got some Galatian legionnaires. They're going to move in to try and finish this infantry fight. You can see these legionaries won their fight, and they're going to come in, circle around, put the nail in the coffin for Macedon. And as you can see, I'm going to be using Roman-style tactics to try and plug as many gaps as I can and to hold on for as long as possible. Now, I was fairly surprised that when he got into my back lines that we held on as long as we did. But my Hastati, even at 63 men, they're going to take on this Scutarii at 52. And I do believe it's going to be a pretty decent fight for me. But once you get these Cappadocians in here, you see I'm going to be starting to rout. And there is going to be the nail in the coffin. My Romans, being Romans, completely unfazed. They're going to try and hold on as long as possible. But now the Galatian player is going to be bringing over his units. You see the cavalry, the Cantaburian cavalry. They're going to be getting into this back line here soon. Over here, my legionary cohort going to be winning their fight with 102 kills. That Iberian swordsman only getting 12. We got these noble fighters in here. That's going to be a pretty good fight for them against these two Principe units. This Principe with 105, this one with 31. But, like I said, once this cavalry gets in this back line, it's game over for my unit.
Back, men, back!
The Scutarii are going to be taking on a legionary cohort, and the Romans are going to be fighting like heck to get out of this situation alive. It's a Turnberg forest all over again. You can see it's every Roman for himself. The Macedonians have long since fallen. Their general, I do believe, is still alive. Just army losses, but he's going to be... I guessed that wrong. I thought that's a shield bearer. I thought that was a royal peltist. So that unit's not going to be doing okay against these Galatian legionnaires. They're going to use their swords, cut right through it. 196, 155, 400 kills between the two of them. And they're just going to... You see here we got this noble horse coming in to put the nail in the coffin. My legionnaires have finally buckled off the field. I got Principes. 2 units of Principes on my last unit off the field is going to be that legionary cohort. Costly enemy victory. As you can see here, we got 1,200 kills, 700 kills for the Macedonian player. Carswell and Simple